Welcome to another episode of Metal Roofing University. I'm your host, Adam Clark, and my co-host, as always, Mason Burchett.
How we doing, Adam?
I'm doing good, Mason.
Good.
Welcome back to Metal Roofing University.
It's been a couple of days since we've done an episode, but guys, we're back in the saddle again, and happy to get some easily digestible metal roofing content out to you that we know you're craving.
Yeah, it's tax season. And the government has done a good job of extending it as long as possible this year.
Yep.
So we have some information that should be really helpful to anyone who has purchased a metal roof and also anyone who is going to purchase a metal roof or is thinking about it. So, Mason, why don't you talk a little bit about the tax rebate programs that are available?
That's right. Yeah, there are tax advantages to installing a metal roof on your home. The federal government has a program called Energy Star, which they actually incentivize people to buy energy efficient products for their home. You see the little Energy Star logo a lot on refrigerators or on washing machines, you know, when you're going through Lowe's or Home Depot or something like that. But that program actually extends to building materials as well, including metal roofing systems that meet certain qualifications. And we'll talk about those qualifications here in a minute. But that Energy Star actually program offers a credit that you can file with your annual taxes, that if you installed a metal roof in the year prior, you can get that credit on your taxes up to $500, 10% of the cost of materials up to $500. So it's a nice bit of cash back for installing a metal roof on your home, which is good for a lot of homeowners.
Yeah, 10% of the pre-tax total of your materials. And for a roofing system, you know, a lot of our projects aren't maybe necessarily that big. You may not get the total $500 back, but if you spent $2,500 on a roof and it qualifies for the Energy Star program, that's $250.
And money's money.
Money's money, yeah. So, and here at Best Buy Metals, we talk about protect every penny. You know, every penny counts, and $250 worth of pennies is a lot of pennies.
Yeah. So, just real quick, if you want to learn more about that and get actually the form that's required to file with your taxes, go to metalroofingU.com/tax credit, and all of that information's on there. But Adam, let's actually talk about why the Energy Star extends that energy efficiency credit to metal roofing systems. What is it about metal roofing that makes it energy efficient?
Yeah, there's a couple key characteristics that allow energy or metal roofing to qualify for the Energy Star program. One of the main things is the characteristic of metal is to reflect heat, reflect heat from the sun. And so even if you don't have a coated metal, which obviously we work with, even if it's just steel or copper or zinc, a natural characteristic of a smooth surface and a metallic surface is that it will actually reflect heat from the sun. A lot of people say, well, the metal gets hot. It does get hot, absolutely, but you also don't have the same amount of heat transference into the structure. Even though the material itself heats up, it's reflecting a much greater percentage of the heat that hits the surface than, say, a traditional asphalt shingle.
That's right. So if you've ever been on a roof during the day, metal or shingles, it's hot up there, right? It's hot. But there's an effect that happens. If you get on that roof again when the sun's getting close to the horizon and the evening cool is starting to settle in, if you're on a metal roof, you'll notice something. It cools down dramatically, cools down quickly because it's not retaining that heat, right? As opposed to an asphalt shingle roof, actually retaining a large portion of that solar energy. That's why if you happen to get on a roof during the evening hours, it's still warm. It's hotter than the surrounding air, which is also a contributor to the reason your air conditioning is still coming on and the interior of your home still feels hotter than the atmosphere is outside because that roof is retaining that energy. It is absorbing it down into your attic space, and it's making its way down into your living quarters. So it's actually making your HVAC system work overtime when it's retaining all of that solar energy.
Yeah, and all building materials will transfer some heat. You know, if you wake up at 1 o'clock in the morning and your air conditioning unit is running and it's cooler than the settings on the thermostat, it's typically because you have residual heat coming in from walls, brick, anything can be part of the foundation, but the vast majority of that is coming down from your roof, specifically with asphalt shingles, which do tend to retain and hold heat for a long period of time, and they transfer that heat down into the building. The next advantage that you get with a metal roofing system that helps qualify for the Energy Star program is the fact that a lot of the colors that we have they add to the reflective value of the metal itself.
Yeah, so naturally different colors have different reflectivity ratings or reflect different amounts of solar energy. Naturally, lighter colors like your white, your light stone, the light gray, those are going to be more reflective. They're lighter colors. It's why people wear light colors as clothing. And your darker colors will reflect less. But surprisingly enough, all of our painted metals that we supply, even black, has a what's called a TSR, a total solar reflectance rating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, total solar reflectivity and initial solar reflectivity are the ways that the Energy Star consultants and third party analysis determine whether something is going to qualify for the Energy Star program. And just to give us a scale of what we're talking about, typically our white panels or our lighter color panels are reflecting about 68%, 68% of the heat or the solar energy that's coming down on them. But black could be as high as 25, 27%.
Yeah.
When you compare that to asphalt shingles, which are more commonly in the low teens, maybe even sometimes down in the single digits, depending on the color of the shingles, that's a pretty significant difference between a traditional shingle and even our darkest black metal roofing panel.
Yeah, so no matter what color you get, you could have a roof that's reflecting anywhere between 25 to 68% of solar energy, which is a big, big deal. And it directly affects your pocketbook because that actually translates into some cases as much as 30% savings on your annual heating and cooling costs.
Yeah, and it depends on your exposure.
Of course.
If you have trees around, it might be different if you're in an area that doesn't have direct sun exposure, for the majority of the day. But if you're right out in the middle of a field and you're getting that sunshine on your home all day long, I mean, you're talking about significant energy savings. And it also allows you to use your air conditioning unit less. It decreases the carbon footprint that you have. And again, that's another reason, that's one of the primary drivers behind the Energy Star program is, how do we cut down on some of the carbon footprint that we're creating to live and to have a comfortable lifestyle?
That's right. Yeah. And so the next question would be, are all metal roofs Energy Star rated? And the answer is no. And so this is another reason that it's so important to carefully select the product and the manufacturer that you decide to work with. And we'll reference back the episode we did on pigments and roof coatings, because the roof coating is actually the most important part of the reflectivity rating and getting that Energy Star eligibility. So Energy Star is actually looking at the pigmentation of the coating that's going on the metal roofing product when they decide the eligibility of it.
What would be a scenario where a metal roofing system did not meet the Energy Star certification?
So when a metal roofing manufacturer chooses to get their coils, which they're making the panels out of, when they choose to get those coated with a subpar paint system that does not have the necessary resin makeup that is required to reflect solar energy, it's not going to be able to get that rating. You're also going to see the other adverse effects aesthetically that we talk about with pigments, but beyond chalking, beyond fading, they don't possess solar reflectivity properties. And so literally the chemical makeup of those compounds that those coils are coated with do not reflect the same amount of solar energy that the pigments we choose to use do.
Another scenario would be the unpainted or Galvalume materials. Don't be deceived. Galvalume is one of the most highly reflective roofing systems out there. Typically, only the bright whites are going to be more reflective than the bare Galvalume. But the language used in the Energy Star program states that it has to be a coated coil or painted coil. So even though the Galvalume materials qualify and meet all of the standards for reflectivity, because of the language that's used in the program, a Galvalume roof will not qualify for the Energy Star program. Now, with that said, if you want Galvalume, if it meets your need, if it meets your budget, just know that you're going to get a highly reflective product. You just won't be able to apply the tax rebate.
Yeah, and the benefit, don't be discouraged, because the benefit there is Galvalume is typically a little less expensive than painted materials are, so you're getting a cost savings there if you choose Galvalume.
It's probably even more than 10%.
Probably.
A difference between Galvalume and painted. So
you're not missing out.
Right, you're getting it on the front end instead of getting it on the back end with the tax credit. So that's a great point, Mason.
Yeah, so it's important for homeowners to know that this tax credit exists, this Energy Star program exists, and if you have put on a metal roof and have not claimed that on your taxes, you should most certainly do so. And again, I'll point you to the website, metalroofingu.com/tax credit. We've got a little more education about the Energy Star program is on there, and the actual form that you need to file with your taxes, the IRS form, is on there. You can download that, fill it out, take it to your tax professional, and get that credit.
And this is a conversation to have with your contractor, but the invoice will need to be under your name.
That's a good point.
So, if you're filing taxes and you get an invoice from Best Buy Metals that has your contractor's name on it, there won't really be a way to validate the fact that you paid for those materials. So, most contractors don't mind sharing that information. We work with a lot of homeowners directly because of that scenario where they want to make sure that their name is on all the documents so they can take advantage of the tax credit. So just be mindful of that if you're going back and doing the proactive or prorated 2020 rebate, because I know filing taxes for 2020 is, I think, open through May right now. And then if you're going to purchase a new roof in 2021, just make sure the invoice is under your name, preferably with the residence that it's going to be installed on.
That's right. So if you guys are looking at purchasing a new metal roof and you're curious about the energy efficiency qualities, you're curious if it qualifies for this Energy Star tax credit we're talking about, maybe you're looking at metal shingles, maybe you're looking at metal slate tile, a lot of those products also carry those same energy efficiency qualities, give us a call. Or reach out to us on our website and say, hey, I've got questions about this. All of our reps are trained to help you talk about this information. We would love to catch up with you and help connect you with a roofing system that makes sense for you.
That's right. And make sure it makes sense for you. We have a lot of people who are going with black metal roofing now because they've been educated and they know that they're not sacrificing energy efficiency to get the color that they want. Black has become, when I started back in 2009, black was one of our least popular colors because there was this perception that it was going to create this unbelievable amount of heat, especially on a residence. But now it's our third most popular and creeping close to our second most popular color for our through fasten panel, because we've been able to help our customers understand that they're still getting a great value product. The color's not going to fade, and it's not going to create a significant amount of heat compared to some of the lighter color materials that we have, but it's going to be 3 and 4 times more energy efficient than some of the asphalt shingles that are out there.
Yeah, because a lot of people still think of metal roofing as the bright colors, the reds and the blues, or or whatever like that.
And we have those.
We have them. We'll sell them to you. We'll sell you blue. We got 2 blues, but we also have those earthy tones: the tan, the clay. The stone we talked about, black, charcoal, bronze, the burnished slate. We have all of those earthy tones that are popular and blend well with other building materials that are popular right now. And like you said, you don't have to sacrifice energy efficiency properties to get the look that you want to blend in with the rest of your building materials.
Yep. So check us out. Give us a call. Stop by any of our offices. We're in Cleveland, Tennessee, Asheville, North Carolina, Greenville, South Carolina, and Mooresville, North Carolina, just north of Charlotte. Stop by our facilities. We've got materials and samples on hand if you want to see what colors and profiles look like. Or give us a ring or check out our website, bestbuymetalroofing.com or metalroofinguniversity.com, and you'll be able to go ahead and see all the resources that we have available for you.
That's right. So check out metalroofingu.com.
Metalroofingu.com.
Because Adam apparently doesn't even know our own website, which is sad. But we do have blog posts up in previous episodes where we talked more in depth about the pigments and the substrates that really have a big impact on energy efficiency. So feel free to go check those out. And if you like what you're listening to, go ahead and hit the subscribe button for us. You can watch the video portion of this on our YouTube channel. If you're watching on YouTube, you can listen to the audio version on Spotify, Apple Podcast, anywhere that podcasts are streamed.
And if you own Metal Roofing University as a URL, please call me.
Yeah, give us a call and we'll pay you for that domain name. All right, guys, we'll catch you next
guys.
time.